What's up? We keep on going. For everybody thinking or kind of following the challenge, I'm not gonna upload on Sundays, just so you know. Sunday is rest day for me, so I'm definitely want to keep consistent and take the challenge seriously. But just so you know, Sunday is like a little skip day. I might in the future just make the videos on Saturdays and plan it every Sunday, but I think it's kind of nice to just have one at least pause. Um, but yeah, today I would say is kind of the first value packed video. The other ones have been a little bit more about myself and I would say the challenge, what I'm going to do, what my current situation is, and everything like that. Now going a little bit more into actually like tips and tricks or value I can give just by having run ads in the last 3 4 years. Spending quite like I've never tracked it. I kind of want to do that, but like spending thousands of euros on ads. I'm not gonna say I'm the industry expert, but I definitely know what I'm talking about and have have had some good campaigns. But yeah, so I could first kind of want to go over like some just rules I follow, and then I kind of want to just go over like a simple structure that I've used for different clients in different industries, and it keeps working for me. So first of all, the biggest thing I first tell my clients as well: test, 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 test. In the first, especially in the first, I would say month, we're gonna test different things, and that's the most important. So let's say if you're working completely, if I'm working with a new, I would say chiropractic is easiest to explain this. Let's say a chiropractor, yeah. I tell them send me videos, send me pictures, send me text, send me everything you got almost, and I can kind of filter out to what I think is gonna do well. Once I fill it out, let's say they send 100 content pieces. So once I fill it out like 20, then I can kind of, it's quite a lot, but put 20 to Facebook. I'd say like like an ad campaign, just add those 20 creatives. And then after, let's say, a month or maybe a little bit less, not a month, maybe a few weeks of testing, you kind of find out which pictures are doing well. I kind of want to eliminate, let's say, at least, if in this case 10, at least eliminate 20, at least eliminate 10 pictures, and then kind of test it again and see which ones are working. Sometimes, for example, the chiropractic example, the one that does the best is a person laying on a bench and the chiropractor kind of on top performing it. If that's the case, I kind of want to find like maybe 10 more pictures. Maybe I haven't used, like, remember he sent 100 pictures. Maybe I didn't use like the same kind of like format picture, but there's like a little different tweaks. I didn't use it before. Then I'll go back and use those and test like 10 of those. So I kind of figure out which one is doing the most. And that's just creatives now. There's also text and everything, but that's, you get the point. Like when you write text, there's a lot more testing you can do. But just to explain, I'm using the picture format so you understand the process. Um, Secondly, assume nothing. I keep, I would say, like I catch myself doing it, like assuming that's not going to work or this is not going to work, but it's so stupid to do so. Two examples. One example is definitely true, but video ads are doing way better lately. And I would say lately, the last 5 years since I kind of started doing it, like 2013, 14, Facebook ads were just image ads. That's it, static, simple, and they were bombing. They were crazy good. Then kind of people, I don't think they get bored of it, but used to it. And then video ads are like, hey, this is a new thing. So video ads were very effective. And it's easy to kind of think about, okay, yeah, image ads, that's 2013. But sometimes you just test a campaign, just a picture, and then suddenly that one is like outperforming a video. You're like, wow, that's stupid of me to assume that the picture ad was not doing, um, or that it wasn't effective anymore. Second example is I was with my partner talking a little bit about what we could do, and then we analyzed a bit, analyzed market trends, and suddenly we're kind of like seeing people were boosting posts again. And I don't know if you're a marketer, but boosting posts seems so like out of the like that's the last thing you even think about. Like you don't even think about it at all. Boosting posts, that's sort of like, nah, that doesn't work. And then I tried it and I was like, wow, I didn't remember this having such a insane reach and skill as it did before. Like we had to make a new Instagram account. We of course targeted worldwide. So there's a lot of, I would say, like not fluff, but kind of like stuff you don't like, people and reach you don't want, but still we were like able to scale like one video to 36k in like a few days with only a €2 boosting spend a day. So like for €10 you get like almost, yeah, I don't know, 60k views if you want. And that to me was kind of insane. Like just authority on our profile looks so good, just having a 60k video here, like a 30k video here, like it just looks so good. And that maybe it was like a few bucks. Again, not the best reach and the best leads came from that, but then now from testing and fine tuning that, we're finding like, okay, we should just, obviously exclude, like, let's say poor countries who can't afford our services. It's not so much reach, but still like, oh yeah, this is decent. So then at least I'm learning a lot. And then just by, because I was assuming boosting is just a stupid thing, I never did it, and then kind of slapped myself in the face. Don't assume and nothing. And then lastly, creative is key. I can actually write that for myself because I don't know why I didn't write it, but in the early, like, again, Facebook days as well, like the campaign structure and what you did and how you do it and all, like the technical stuff was very important. But Facebook has gotten so advanced and so, yeah, next level, almost on a scary level sometimes when I'm in there and like, okay, how is this working? But you kind of want to give Facebook room for their algorithm and their software to do what it does best. So for example, targeting. Almost every time, I can show you the campaign structure later, I do open and then a few targeting audiences, and most often the open audience performs best because Facebook is just so smart. And that brings me to creative is key, because what you want to do is just make such a good creative and then run that through an open campaign, open targeting, but then kind of address your audience in the creative. So, for example, if you make a reel, just say, "Are you an agency slash coach?" And then if we would make an ad, for example, that kind of right away, if people see it, hey, that's me. And on top of that, like Facebook it's not because it's open, it's showing it to your grandma who's 80 years old. It targets pretty well, but then that creative and the way you address your audience in your creative is super important. So kind of like I've seen a lot of people do like different like breakdowns, but a lot of people say like 70% nowadays it's creative, and then maybe like 10%, 20% is copy, like the stuff you write in the ad, and then 10% maybe is like campaign structure. So like how you set up your campaign and all that stuff. Like kind of this was before, if you didn't know how to run ads, this was super important because nobody knew how to do it. And if you could do it like a good, like make a good structure and make good like audience and everything, then you were like the bomb. But now it's more actually being able to create the creative and brainstorm on what you want and how you should do it, what hooks, what angles you should take, and less about the campaign structure. So going to a campaign structure, this was me and my partner's campaign structure. I'm not sure if you can see me, but it doesn't matter because it is all about the campaign structure. So, like I said, um, this was just a campaign we ran in Dubai, also doing on different targets or locations. But I kind of want to show this to show what it looks like. So if you go back, this is the campaign. These are all our boosted ads. But yeah, here you go to the campaign structure. So very simple, actually. One is open, one is advanced targeting on, and one is advanced targeting off. And then obviously there is targets here. So for example, in our case, there was like coaching and entrepreneurship might be one, agency might be one. So both of these have the same interests. And here advanced targeting is on, which means that it can actually, or Facebook, you allow Facebook to take more interests um, then you kind of set. So for example, if I did coach entrepreneurship, it kind of can think, okay, maybe agency is also good interest, even though I didn't select it. And here it's just the same thing but off. So if you just put three interests, it's going to keep those three, like no matter what happens. And then open is obviously open, and that's it. And then again, if you go in here, we only tested 2 ads, but like I said, here you could then add like 20 ads and see which one performs best. um, And to kind of show you again, the open one definitely was the cheapest and converted the most messages. Again, to show you in almost every case, open is better in my opinion. So yeah, that's it's a very interesting phenomena, but it's just Facebook is getting so smart. And interesting industry trend I'm seeing as well, that actually, like, I would say Corona, TikTok blew up and everything, and ads on TikTok blew up as well. So people kind of like TikTok is cheaper, TikTok is cheaper, and I haven't tried it, so I kind of don't want to say nothing about it until. But I do see a lot of people are actually now kind of going back to Facebook and saying, okay, this is still the most effective platform out there, even though it has a lot of downsides and a lot of problems, but it's still the most effective for some reason. So that's very interesting. Just wanted to share that, and that's my kind of Facebook tips and tricks video. So I could say there's quite some value in here, and especially the campaign structure, you can just copy paste, and it's done very well for me in the past. So yeah, hope you like it, and hope you can find some value out of this.